Now, I request the next presenter to present Ms. Archana Bhat on the topic Impact of COVID-19 on Education of the Students.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and dear friends. I'm Archana Bhat. I'm a corporate lawyer, and the topic of my presentation and research is Impact of COVID-19 on Education in India. 2 years of outbreak of coronavirus and still it is on. COVID-19 has impacted every sector of the society, whether it's health sector, education sector, professional sector. Worldwide, the countries have been impacted. So India has been impacted as too. The COVID-19 has been led to the unprecedented health crisis worldwide. According to the numbers as given by on 12th January 2021, approximately 825 million learners are currently affected, not because of anything else, just because they are not going to schools, the schools are shut. In India, due to COVID-19, the closure of schools have greatly impacted the students. The sudden change from conventional source of education to online or e-learning has impacted the students. The lack of digital facilities, online classroom changes and radio programs have made the students' life a little tough. The lack of efficient digital infrastructure, digital skill set are difficult for both students and teachers to cope up with. And moreover, in India, we prefer to the conventional source of education system because on one-on-one, the students feel very connected and emotional with the teachers. And with this online education system, the limited class interaction and inefficient timetable significantly has affected the satisfaction levels among the students. Also, all the examinations and classroom tests were conducted online during these 2 years. And it has really impacted for those students who were not able to give the examination and take the test. Some of the students were able because their universities could afford for the good internet facilities and they could write the examination. But due to inefficient facilities for some of the private or the government institutions, they were not held, enough facilities were not for them to cope up with it. And so some private and government schools were not able to conduct the examination. So there are some facts and figures that problem faces the effect on the problem. According to United Nations International Children's Fund, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected more than 91% of students worldwide. So India has been also part of it. As far as developing country like India is concerned, lack of access to technology and fast, reliable internet access can prevent students in rural areas and from disadvantaged families to follow and join online classes. Online schooling is near impossible step for 67% of population that lives in rural areas and half has access to internet. In India, lack of access to distant learning tools such as smartphones and internet connectivity, some parents have resorted to child labor and early marriage as means to cope up with the financial stress placed on them by pandemic. Both teachers and students are facing many hurdles during online education. At home, lack of basic facilities, external distraction, and family interruption during teaching are major issues noticed. Education institutions support barriers such as budget for purchasing advanced technology, lack of training, lack of technical support, and lack of clarity and direction are noticed. Teachers are also in the same boat. They also face the same technical difficulties. So there are key indicators that and surveys that are defined by various organizations and figures like the Household Social Consumption on Education in India report, which is based on the one of the paper presentation which states that 15% of rural Indian households have internet access. Also, one of the major issues that Indians face is the lack of electricity. So, in and outage of the electricity play a vital role in the continuous and sustained availability of internet. Even though there is an internet facility, but lack of electricity doesn't help it. So that is also main concern: lack of digital infrastructure, lack of budget, a lack of gadget and budget to survive the internet, and internet education, which is also lacking among the Indians. Non-availability of, as stated, and non-availability of technical infrastructure and regular interrupted connectivity all across India is the biggest challenge in front of students as well as in teachers. So everything has its impact, whether positive or a negative. Let's talk about the negative impact, what it has on education in India. COVID-19 has an education in India. It really hampered the annual exams all over the universities and colleges and schools, as the examinations were cancelled or postponed. Students, teachers were unprepared for the online education, as students are very much interested on one-on-one source of education, conventional form of education in India. Even parents are not aware of the usage of the internet, usage of the gadgets that are used in while operating the internet. In India, some educated parents are able to guide the students how to use the internet gadgets and can help the students in education. But what about those who are not well educated, right? A limited class interaction and efficient timetable significantly has affected the satisfaction levels among the students as far as the education grasping is concerned. In India, people, mostly the students, they sit in the classroom, the friends, the peers groups are there, they feel in the competitive world that the other kid is learning, I have to also learn. That is missing when it comes to the online or the uh, form of the learning. As said, peer-to-peer impact in the school environment, that is lacking in the internet form of education. Also, the teachers who were not well prepared for the internet or the learning or the online form of education had to jump suddenly from learning to from conventional to the e-learn form of knowledge, and that unpreparedness was seen in their imparting form of knowledge. Well, every cloud has a silver lining, thus it also, we can say, we can learn from these 2 years, the impact of 2 years. We can learn from these fallbacks and take good takeaways from our learning. Like, for example, this pandemic has really created an environment in which we can learn from the teleconferencing, virtual meetings, webinars, and e-conferencing opportunities. People are now familiar with the digital technologies and they are keen to learn from the digital perspective. As far as the digital literacy is concerned, the various materials during this pandemic were sent across the students through various emails, SMS, phone calls, and different social media were used, like Facebook and WhatsApp. During the pandemic situation, most of the students prefer open and distance learning as mode. It encourages self-learning opportunities to learn from diverse resources and customized learning needs. So, as in nutshell, we can say no doubt this pandemic has created a lacuna in learning, but we have to fill in that lacuna with our experiences, our teachings, our learning, so that finally the youth, the students, the kids who are the future of the country are not fallen apart. They will learn so that our society goes further, our country goes further, so the world goes further. As a whole, the world in general and India in particular. For this research, I have made the references of these following papers, online mode for conducting my PPT research. So thus concluding it, so once the COVID is over, the educational system needs to be revived. The educational thing has to be revived from the grassroots level. The more should be focused on the online education system of learning, as well as the conventional form of learning as well. Proper education and training should be given to educators as far as the digital skills and improvised student teacher interaction is concerned. For disadvantages students, availability of digital infrastructure with proper internet facility and access to gadgets must be ensured. As many students have suffered distress, anxiety, and depression for all these 2 years, there should be the alternate way with association within students, colleges, and teachers to different stress busters so that their mental health as well as the improvised full body health can be taken care of. Guidelines should be made to foresee the needs of the situation like this in future cases. Also, online teaching will increase the digital literacy among the teachers and students with the increase of their exposure and learning and making them proper employable for the digital world learning by creating more and creating their more assets to the e-learning along with the conventional form of education. So both the conventional and e-learning should go hand in hand so that it can provide, it can pull into the social sustainability. So no doubt the education system has to be improvised, has to be taken care of according to the contemporary needs and contemporary demands of the education system at the present. As it is said, no road is so long, no hurdle is so high, as a life has a way of rewarding the one who says, I will try. We all have to try. If the virus can improvise itself and come into the various variants and affect the worldwide, why can't we improvise our education facilities according to the demand and the need of the society so that our society and country enhances and progresses accordingly? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Archana. Now we request the participants to raise questions in the chat box or the QA session so that Archana can answer. We have one question, Ms. Archana.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Can we also say that the COVID-19 era has also helped advance students' knowledge and information technology?
So definitely, as I said, everything has its impact, whether positive and negative. When it's the negative, we have to take a feedback and positivity along with this. So as in India, we can say we were dependent on conventional form of education system. Yeah, with the COVID, no doubt we face the challenges. We are facing the challenges, lack of infrastructure, lack of gadgets, but definitely we are into the era of e-learning as well. We are learning, no doubt we have reached the level of being a learner. We are learning, but we are making use of the various platforms, various social medias, various sites, websites where we can customize our knowledge, our education system and pull into the overall system of education. Definitely, yes, we can take as it one of the positivities in the COVID area so that we can really help our future generations to go well with it. Correct, definitely.
Thank you so much, Ms. Archana.